Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to another Around the 30 Minutes. And tonight we have, first of all, I want to say thank you for showing up, whoever shows up. I really appreciate it. And tonight we have a very special guest. We have the Rock Father himself. Everybody knows him. If you don't know him by now, then where you been? We got Dustmightz. Oh, Mr. Eddie. How you doing?
Yo, 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 yo. You could call me Sick Mites.
Sick Mites. I will call you Sick Mites, yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming off this little cold here, and why
Not
not?
Mites.
Why not do a live broadcast with
why
my
not?
voice? I like this. It's awesome. I'm going to do one later on tonight too.
Exactly. Yeah, you're doing the liquid therapy. Hope,
We're going to do a little something tonight. A little something.
Good. I hope people show up, man. I won't be.
So do I.
Oh, I'm sure they will be. They'll show up, man. They always. You got.
What's up, dude?
Nothing, man. You've been all right. You've been doing
finally
good. I know
made
you're
it,
getting
man.
over it.
I finally made it. I'm on the big leagues now, man. This is the
Whatever.
big league chew up in this
Whatever.
bitch. I'm here, man.
You better share my stuff like you did that other guy. Come on now.
Dude,
I shared it.
Let me just go on the record here and let people that actually check this out. Is that I love the fact that me and you have like this online rivalry, and like I get a lot of people hitting me up like, "Yo, man, you and Deluxe cool? Yeah, we're good. It's just we're having fun online. You know what I mean? It just seems like I like when we do this kind of like cross show, banter between us and stuff that's on the Cool Table Network. I feel like we should do that a little bit more. But to me, it's a lot of fun, and I think to some of the listeners and the people that do watch the show, I think they enjoy that a little bit too.
Oh yeah, it's nothing personal. I mean, it's not everything. So that's cool.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing you could, I would say unfriend me, but then you would still see it in the groups too. But
block your ass. If I block you, I don't see shit.
But that's fine. I mean, I've been slowing down. Like I've been trying. I hit a certain amount of groups that have a lot of people in there. I just trying to get my stuff out. I'm not as popular as the ROC. I got.
Nah, it's not even like that, man. Everybody knows who you are already in the realm. You know what I mean? And the realm reaches pretty far. What you need to do is concentrate on the spots that the realm doesn't reach.
Yeah, and I got questions about the realm tonight too. So
you don't really see us really, promoting in other groups that much, really, here and there. But I think
I should.
Yeah, you know what? If I don't like people doing it in our group, I'm not going to do it in someone else's group. You know what I mean?
That's true.
And not that I don't like people. I don't like people promoting and stuff. But sometimes that's the only reason why people are there.
No, I understand that. Yeah,
and that's a big.
That's people know that's not what I'm about. I do promote, but I also am part of the realm, and I do help
stay active and be more in conversations and not just posting your pictures and your groundbreaking reviews, and be active in the group, and it's all good, man. If you're just it's what I love, it's like their first post, and or right at the bottom there's some sort of review or pictorial crowbarred in there, you know what I mean? Hey, I'm new here, and by the way, here, check this out.
Exactly. Yeah, some people do that, and I get that. Yeah,
that's the last time you'll see them. Well, that's I think that's what makes this a little bit different. Yeah,
that's true. That is so true, and that's why it's run well. Because you don't get a bunch of the political stuff. You just don't see a lot of the fights. The arguing. That's why
we try to nip that in the bud pretty quick.
That can get stupid. And then people start name calling. It's just like.
Well, then you have the people that look for that stuff, and then they just throw the gas on the fire. And don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of that in the past, and I've done that in the past, but just trying to run a different style.
So my first question is, everybody can tell by your collection in the back, you collect Transformers.
Yes,
so
sir.
Is there any other lines? I know you've done the Marvel Legends, but you kind of got out of that again, but you kind of sliding back in a little bit, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
So is there anything other lines that you collect that are different from Transformers?
No, not at this point in time. I did get out of Legends. I was going to get out all the way, but then I had to get back in for certain reasons because some of the new Spider-Man stuff that's coming out, I really want to finish that line. My problem is right now is I don't have a proper place to display them, so you kind of lose love when they're in a box. You know what I mean? You take them out of the box and you put them up on a shelf or something. You get that love back a little bit. So
you appreciate them more.
Yeah, without a doubt. And you can leave them on your desk and fucking fiddle around with them and stuff, but that only goes so far. So once I get established here, what I want to do, get some floating shelves up or something like that, then I could say, okay,
nice.
Yeah,
Oh, you went out. I can't hear you, dude. Dust can't hear you. Did I go out? Please tell me I didn't go out.
Can you hear me?
There you are. Okay, there you go. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. It's gonna be like that show where Brian Brink was sitting there. Brian,
sometimes it's me, dude. Sometimes like my stuff goes out and people can still hear you.
Yeah, no, I definitely need a new Yeti. My USB connection is pretty janky.
Oh, gotcha.
My new word of the week is janky. Shout out to Savant.
So you were talking about, if you have a proper place to display your.
Yeah. Then you'll like I said, I'll appreciate it more. Other than that, I really don't think there's anything really modern that I'm collecting. I do have collections of stuff. Like I got a pretty badass Marvel Famous covers collection.
Nice.
Remember those back in the 90s? They were like kind of like the Miko redos, man. And a lot of people give it. So talk about doll life. I was repping the doll life back then.
Oh yeah, when it was cool back then. Yeah.
I got rid of all my Power of the Force shit and my Spawn 90s crap at NJCC one year. And I think I still have my 12-inch line of Star Wars from the Power of the Force. I got to dig that out and get rid of that.
Comic books? You have a lot of comic books. You're a big comic book.
Yeah. I got about 9 long boxes. All from the 80s, 90s, and in that era. My era. I was gifted a really nice set of the Star Wars Black Series on the classic cards. Shout out to Frogman. Yeah, I just put them up on the wall. It's like a little work of art. Kind of like what I do with my GI Joes. I got the 25th anniversary Joes carded, but I got the Cobra, just Cobra only, and I got them in the hallway when you head to the bathroom. It's like it really kind of like looks like a work of art. You could really appreciate it and just sit there and like look at it.
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, other than that, a couple of nostalgic things here and there. I think I pretty much fine tuned what I'm collecting now, and it's easier now. It's maintainable. I'm saving more money, and
yeah.
And since I've streamlined, especially my Masterpiece Transformers collection, and going one way, definitely without a doubt, saving a little bit more. But you start falling out of love with the hobby because there's not much coming out, and you go through droughts, and you're just like, why am I doing this? I want to get out. You start calculating, and you're thinking, well, if I sold everything, I could put a down payment on a townhouse, or you start thinking that stuff. And I don't want. It's a passion. It's what I love right now, and hey, maybe one day it'll happen. But as of right now, I know I joke about it a lot, saying I'm out or I'm teetering on the way out. But I don't think.
That's another good question. That's another good question. Is I'll add on to that is, do you see a stopping point for your collecting?
Well, I want to do the Masterpiece season 1, season 2. That's my main focus right now. Right. The more tune, the better, but it doesn't have to be super duper tune. If you get what I'm saying, but
a representation of
the best possible representation. What hits home for me, what hit home for me may not hit home for other people.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You know what I'm saying. So, and there's a couple of things that I'm not happy with that I still have, and I'm waiting for that alternative release to come out. Don't mind me. I'm popping out the chat right now.
No, so have you always, like me myself? I've always collected since a kid. Like I started with baseball cards, basketball cards, and then go on to CDs, movies. Have you always had a collection of something?
Yes, always. When I was younger, I don't like to call my childhood toys a collection, but they were kind of a collection. The started with the Mego line in the 70s, the old dolls, and then you had the 3 3/4 figures, and then that went into the Star Wars line, and Star Wars turned to GI Joe, and GI Joe turned into Transformers, then Mask, and and went all that way. I think I stopped collecting Transformers right around when I started doing the Headmaster stuff. I lost interest because I was a little bit older, and there were characters that I didn't really relate with because we didn't have the Headmasters program here. Right. We had season 3, and that was pretty much it. We seen a little bit of that, but there was no real fiction for it. Now this is pre-internet, kids. Pre-internet.
Yeah,
pre-internet. Yeah. And then I started getting into making music, so I was collecting records. I collected records for 20 years. I was digging in the crates, finding breakbeat samples, because I was doing producing, buying hip hop records, You know, so at a point in time, I had 45 crates of records.
Dang.
So, you know, your collection it went from one extreme to another. And then through the 90s, I started picking up some assorted action figure lines, you know, the Star Wars stuff, the Spawn stuff, the comic book stuff.
Yeah.
Little Beast Wars here and there. I did like the show, but, you know, that's
I did too.
here and there.
Nobody would know.
Then I kind of like started getting out of that stuff, but then Car Robots came out.
Yep. So it got me back
Japan.
in.
Yeah, and that was just as I was getting into the internet. So hey, I could get things from Japan now. There was a comic book store in New Jersey called Outer Limits, I think it was called, in Clifton. I forgot. Yeah, I think that's it. That's where I bought my Superfire Convoy. I paid $90 for that motherfucker.
Dang.
No fiction, no care in the world. All I know, it was a transformer that transformed from a vehicle to a robot, and I had to have it.
Yeah.
And I bought it with no remorse, right out there. I just bought that, you know, back in the day. $90
at Walmart.
Back in the day.
I saw it at Walmart, their ID line. I walked in.
Yeah, well, you know what killed me? I paid all this money for these imports.
Oh, then you didn't know that, yeah.
A year and a half later, they started selling them, you know, our ID line.
Dude, I walked into Walmart and I was like, oh, I remember those. And I always wanted Brave Max, but he was never over here.
I got a funny story about that. I had the Car Robots one, and how I got back into collecting modernly, I was going through a bunch of stuff. I was moving from my old apartment to the new place. Not this place now, but the place before that. And I was going through my stuff, and I found all my collections of stuff like the 90s and all that other stuff. And I was looking at the Brave Max, and I started looking on eBay. And I'm like, man, this shit's like $350 for this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Right away, toothbrush, detailed it, got all the dust off, cleaned it up, threw it back. I still had the original box and everything.
Oh, nice.
Sold it for like $380, you know, with shipping. Get out of here, Wookie. I took that money and I bid on a masterpiece lot. And
I remember that. Yeah,
shout out to Rolling Steel. He got me into masterpiece. I saw MP10. I was like, man, what the fuck are these? I gotta have them. It was like MP10, MP09, Walmart Thundercracker, Walmart Skywarp.
Yeah.
There was a few others in there, like 3 or 4 MPO1, like 2 others, and I think it was like $300, $280 for the lot I wanted for.
Not bad.
So that's what got me back in, and then I found out about third party, and that was it. Every week I had like boxes and boxes. I found out about the Generations line, and I went ham on that because they were cheap, and you know, every day my mailman hated me.
It was a good main line. The Generation was a really good
yeah. So there was spots in my life where I wasn't collecting Transformers, but of course I had other things I was collecting. You know, so I think it's just always in me to be that guy. You know, like right now, I look on the left of my desk here. There's a collection of bottle caps.
Nice. Exactly. So with you were just talking about new music. So how did Cobra Lyle Records come about, and how long have you been doing that with your with all the high school and all that stuff? And,
probably about around the same time I started getting back into collecting.
So it's been a while. So for about 5 years. You were tech,
2012, about 5-6 years, whatever it is. We started about 2012, late 2012.
Okay.
Through Instagram, through one of the many clicks on Instagram. We had like this, a Transformer-based crew of guys, and whether you collected toys or not, you were just a Transformer fan, and we all followed each other, and kind of like how the realm got started, and he saw a video that I posted of me posting a beat, of me working on a beat and posting it. And he's like, "Oh man, I didn't know you you made beats." And he's like, "Yeah, I rhyme." And I'm like, "Yeah, here we go. Here's another one. Here we go. I spit hot fire. Let's check it." But I mean, we danced around a little bit, and I finally broke down and sent him some old shit that I did years ago, and he sent it back, and I was like, "All right, it's okay." And then I sent him something else, and he sent something back that I really liked. It was nice to hear someone rhyming on something that you made that wasn't on the corner selling drugs, shit that I don't relate to. Right. I'm not macking all the hoes.
Who is
that you don't think? So for him to come back and all 80s pop culture and Transformers and G.I. Joe and comic book shit and 80s wrestling, it was really fun. It was fun for me, and it kind of brought me out of my retirement and made me want to work with an artist again. So
okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, we first we formed a little group called Cold Slither, which is a play off of the G.I. Joe, and we worked on our first album, Cold Slither. You'll be joining us soon. Took us about a year to make. And the whole time we were working on this album, we never talked on the phone. Everything was done by text and emails. We didn't want to break that, that rapport. You know what I mean? Put like a jinx on it. And we released our first record, which had a lot of old stuff that I did back in the day, but he was digging it, and some new stuff. It was kind of like a balance. Pretty cool project, and now I think we got like six albums.
Nice.
We're working on our 7th right now, so. Around them, and cool. Man, it's fun. It's fun. It may not be for everybody, but if you like old school boom bap sounding drums and sample based hip hop and sprinkle a little 80s pop culture in there and nerd references and kind of witty wordplay, Nate's been getting really crazy with the way he puts his stuff together. Yeah, it's out. It's
fun. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah, man. Just go to look up Nathan Haskell on Bandcamp.com and you can check shit out.
Awesome. So here's another different question off the wall. So how is it that when you have time, do you relax, man? How do you like to relax? Is it like a bubble bath, or is it just,
usually in front of this fucking computer on a microphone, talking to the guys in the realm and everybody else.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah. I mean, so that's a really good way to relax, man.
Between work and this, I mean, my basic is, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of couch time. I lounge on the couch,
You watch some movies.
I used to be a big recliner guy, and recliner kind of went to the couch now. And
I love a recliner.
God, man, I'm a big movie buff, huge movie buff. Watch old school movies. I'm really very, very into movies. That used to be one of my things too. Of course, going back to collecting, VHS, and then there was DVDs.
Oh yeah.
Now I just collect MP3s and AVI files.
I try to go get some Blu-rays once in a while, but my wife's like, "Why do you get that stuff? You never watch it." I'm like, "I don't know. I pass it along, maybe to something." I don't know.
What's gonna happen in 3 years is like Blu-rays is gonna be something different, and then that's gonna be something after that. It's
technology.
The biggest. It's the biggest fucking scam, man. So.
Oh yeah.
So shout out to Cody and Terrarium TV and A Pirate's Life. Yarg.
Oh yeah, Garg.
Yeah.
So, you talk about Transformers and like ending. So if you could do anything, where would you like to see Transformers go? Like, how would you like to see them branch out? Like
like an evolution.
Kind of, like what would you want to see Transformers like to bring back? If people are falling out of Transformers, because a lot of people are going to doll life and everything. What do you think Transformers needs to do?
That's a fad. That's a phase.
Phase life. I understand that phase life. But what do you think that Transformers could do to bring people back?
I don't think it's a fact that people are getting out, or it's just it's already going through its next phase. You see it with a lot of the Beast Wars stuff, and I'm happy for the Beast Wars fans who starting to get Masterpiece, and the movie stuff is going Masterpiece now. And I hate to say it, it just looks like now G1's kind of put on a back burner now because they see its life is almost coming to an end.
Gotcha.
But I'm that type of guy that wouldn't mind it a continuing of Generation 1 figures if they got better. I don't mind having placements for now. I know we'll complain about it and say, well, I'm just going to flip it down the line. It is what it is. If someone's going to come out with something better, like Bad Cube just did with the Lambos, oh my God, those are great, blah blah blah. I didn't get them because actually, after the new aura of oh my God, the new car smell, wore off. Exactly. Were they really better?
I never look at them, so I really can't.
Are they really that much better? Yeah, it's more toon aesthetic, but where do you draw the line between a real toon aesthetic or losing something in sculpt and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In build quality and so it's to the point where, like I said, all right, I'm happy enough with my Lambos. But if someone else comes out and nails it and the articulation and everything across the board, no problem, man. I'm in.
So would you like? I proposed this discussion question on my channel, but would you want a whole new, like they start from scratch, no Optimus, no Megatron, nothing, just
new fiction, brand new fiction?
Would you go in for that?
Well, I mean, they tried it a few times. I mean, yeah, there's an Optimus and there's always kind of a Bumblebee, but it would have to be done really well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a really hard question to answer, man, because is it really a Transformers then? I mean, yeah, they're vehicles that transform, but everybody knows Transformers as, your Optimus.
It's a brand of its own, though. I think it could thrive because just having the name Transformers in it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I guess the Cybertron and Armada stuff did well. I wasn't in on it back then, so I can't say if it did or did not do well.
Right.
I do remember seeing the toys all over the place and said, "Oh man, that's not for me," But
yeah.
And the show was very. I don't know. It's a tough. That really is a tough question, Matt. I mean, would I like to see them attempt it? Yeah, but I kind of like to. I would really like them to attempt the reboot of the older stuff done properly.
Yeah, I talked to Paramount just is merging with, I guess, Netflix. So would you like to see some straight to Netflix shows from Transformers?
Sure.
I'm in. The Wreckers, all hell Megatron.
Oh yeah, if they did representations, like cartoon representations of some of the old Dreamwave and IDW stuff, the older IDW stuff before they started taking selfies. Yeah, I'm all in.
Exactly.
No, I'm just fucking right. The IDW stuff's pretty cool.
But I think that would be. I think there's so much potential for them to do straight to Netflix stuff, or straight to DVD or Blu-ray, whatever you want to do, like DC and Marvel do.
Yeah, but maybe they're just thinking it's an old dog. You know what I mean? Maybe put their money and resource into something new. I mean, look what happened with this Combiner War stuff that they were doing, those shorts.
Yeah. That was just done wrong.
How did that do? Did that do any good? I mean, I don't.
I mean, they're still going. So that's something. I mean, evidently people must have been watching it. They're still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, but I guess you just get a view count, but not everybody's going to Machinima to watch that because it's bootlegged all over the place. You know,
that's true. That is true.
How do you get a true view count if you're not going through through those parameters? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've yet to watch any of those. I think I watched one real quick, and I just I'll wait until they're all released. And it's one of those things I never went and did. Yeah. But here we always talk about them making fiction for the toys, and that's exactly what they were doing.
Yeah,
they took a page right out of the '80s, and they made us a fiction for the releases.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's kind of Man, I don't want to say it's our fault.
We're Transformers fans, man.
Yeah,
if we don't have it, we complain.
Yeah,
we get it. We complain.
Yeah, we're saying we want the stuff, but then when we get the stuff, we want to act like little children, and they oh, it's crap and everything.
We're like a woman with a Virginia ham under our arms, complaining we have no bread. You know what I mean?
Well, that goes into the next question I got. What do you think of the fandom now?
Virginia what is your take? We talking Virginia hams now?
Yes, exactly. No, yeah. What do you think the Virginia hams of?
Oh yeah, I'm not pretty big on Virginia's ham.
But I mean, so do you see it as a good place? I know you're in, some of the groups and everything. ROC.
It's tough. It's tough. I went through and I really streamlined my group and my group interaction. It's like either they think Transformers fans are the smartest Transformer fans in the world, or they're the dumbest. You know what I mean? At the same point in time,
I see that. Yeah.
You have people that are in the fandom because they want to learn and because they're true Transformer fans. Some people don't know anything about third-party figures, and some people don't even know about Masterpiece. It's like the only thing they know what comes through the main line of stores. And then, it's like I tried to explain a long time ago, that you get like this elitist type groups. Yeah, exactly. And, it's like the star-bellied Sneetches, the old Dr. Seuss thing, Sneetches were living a nice world together, and then this guy comes into town and he sells these stars that he put on their belly, and half the population has a star, the other half doesn't. The population with the star think they're better than the other ones. So then what happens? The guy goes and sells stars to the other side of the population. Now the other side that sees him with stars says, wait a minute, they got stars too. Well, we're not special anymore. We're going to take the stars off. And the only person that's winning on that is the guy that's selling into stars and taking them off. And they're paying.
Good way to put it, man. Good way to put it. Good way to put that.
Yeah. I've always said that, and like, it sucks, man. And you just got people that are just in these things just to watch the world burn.
Yeah, trolls. There's a lot of, like.
But that's the internet, man.
Yeah, that's true. Dude. I mean, that's straight internet, but it's just like, why can't people be happy for other people? Just, even if they do show some combined wars.
It's a piece of shit.
If somebody said, somebody posts, that they're happy with their combined wars Superion or whatever, be happy for them. At least they like the brand. You may not like that.
Yeah, I don't know you, but cool. Yeah, whatever.
Good job. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. I may not like that. That's fine. Whatever. But everybody wants to call each other names and stuff.
Yeah, and then the people are searching for that gratification, and it's the internet, dude. If it wasn't Transformers, it's something else. Back in the day, it was the trolling on message boards. It just
Yahoo.
I don't even go on internet message boards anymore because shit's just
TFW
dudes that are still holding on to that. No, thank you, man. They haven't been out of their house in 20 years.
Before internet, I found Facebook, all these groups was I get on TFW a lot, but I don't even go on TFW.
Yeah, I mean, I was like one of the original TFW members, man. When it first opened up, we were all on AllSpark. There was a group called AllSpark message boards, and then Tony and the crew opened up that, and I slid over there. My old handle was Jigsaw 2G. Back in the day, and then I slid over there, and I was posting a long time over there. The accounts went well before gone. I wish I still had it over there. The early days were fun over there because it was didn't have that bullshit. Now there was no elitist because then you didn't have all the lines. All you had was basically G1, your G2 fans, and Beast Wars. That was it. Yeah. Beast Wars was still going on back when these message boards were formed.
Nice.
I remember going to Bot Talk and getting kicked off Bot Talk because we used to fuck around with the creators of the show and shit. So good times back then, man.
So, well, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that we went back that far. Jeebus.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's when I was still a hardcore Transformer fan. Like, I didn't have the collection because there was no modern toys, and I couldn't afford G1. Because that was when G1 was even getting crazy because eBay was new.
Yeah.
So everything once eBay came out, anything that was $10 is now $40.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember. Yeah, my first was
eBay was still new. Yeah, eBay was still new, and but I still loved the show, and I was still a fan of the fiction, and I still, I remember seeing internet pics of the Dreamwave stuff coming out and going, "Holy shit!" That sparked me, getting back into it too. So
awesome. That's cool.
All it takes is the right spark, dude.
Exactly.
That right spark, and it'll just ignite it inside you, and that's it. You go rampant and nuts like I did in 2012 when I got back into this.
Yeah, that's when third party start back, or when did it start ramping up? I want to say
my first third party figure was Hegemon.
Oh, really?
I bought one used for $80, and I thought I was fucking Hegemon, the old Megatron.
Oh, Megatron! I'm sorry. Hexatron was the stick shot. I'm sorry.
The original Chug Megatron.
Yep, I got him. I
thought I was out of my mind for spending $80 on a fucking toy.
Wow.
And then my second one was Quake Wave, which I bought from this eBay seller named Agabus.
Oh.
So that's when I first started my relationship with Agabus. Was back then before he had the store, he was just an eBay seller.
I did not know that.
Sure. Yep.
Oh, that's cool. I'm trying to get him on the show, actually. I reached out to him.
We've been trying to get him on Into the Realm for fucking how many years now?
I'll try. I mean, I know it probably won't work, but I sent out a little thing to him and said, "Hey,
we do it all the time." But you know that.
Yeah, no, I understand.
He's a busy guy. That guy.
Oh, he's a busy guy. I understand that.
So I remember, I got Steel. Steel bought one too. I said, "Try him out." I said, "Let's just try it together." And if the guy jerks us, we both get jerked. I think it was like Thanksgiving or something like that. We both hit the buy it now button at the same time.
Nice.
And mine came, and the arm came not off, but it loosened in transit, and it broke the crystal, the translucent hand.
Did it?
Yeah, I sent it back, and he sent me back right away, and ever since then, he was my online guy to go for, and then pushing, you know, always promoting other people, you know, and telling people, hey, I got this guy on eBay. Doesn't, you know, he got this, he's got good prices. He always sends it. And then when he started the storefront, you know, it was a no-brainer. So
he's just a friendly dude, man. He just, you know, he's compassionate.
It's funny. It's like they still have my first original fucking invoice. They said, I said, man, I got to get that framed.
Damn, nice, dude. Yeah, I always love. I like seeing him at TFCon, you know, and I buy from him when I, you know, possibly can, and he's a really good dude.
The last TFCon, I think I spoke to him for like 30 seconds.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't. Yeah, I mean, a couple of minutes. I did. It wasn't very much. I was busy. It was a different vibe this year.
Yeah, it was. You know, last year we had the party and everything, and it was a better environment. Yeah. You know, and everything. So it really sucks, but that's fine. But anyway, so. Another thing, we'll just go up to another thing is, you know, you're big on the air fryers. So how did that come about? How's that life treating you?
Shout out to the air fry army, baby. I think we're like 80 strong now, baby.
80? Man, really?
My sister bought it for me as a Christmas gift last year. I opened it up. I said, what the fuck is this? You know, when I moved to my new apartment, I threw everything out. I said, I want to streamline everything. I want to go light, no clutter. Fuck all these little gadgets. I got my crock pot and I'm happy.
Right.
And I said, what the fuck is this? And I looked in there and I read great buffalo wings. I said, ooh, let me see this.
Wings?
It came with a recipe, a little recipe book. And
nice.
I tried, like everybody else, you try your French fries first and you work your way up. And then when I tried the wings for the first time, I was like, this is amazing.
So are they good as Buffalo Wild Wings?
Well, Buffalo Wild Wings aren't the best wings themselves. It's just an easy place to go to.
That's a bad comparison.
Dude,
like, where's your favorite wing place to go to?
Locally here, Marley's in Hackettstown, the place I went to.
So are they good as Marley's though?
No.
Okay.
They're up there for something that you make at home.
Right.
They're pretty damn good.
Okay.
It matters. 400 degrees. I've upped it to about 30 minutes now. You keep it in there 30 minutes, 400 degrees. Okay. You got to buy the fresh drumsticks, the drumettes, the wingettes.
Yeah.
You're good to
what
go.
Sauce?
Shout out to Purdue. Yeah, your basic Purdue, you know, Purdue joints, you know.
Okay. Cool beans. So,
yeah, and I don't know. I was just really amazed at it, and I felt like it was alien technology. And you know, I was running out the mouth one night, and someone said, "Yeah, I'm going to try it out." Then one person tried it, and I started posting shit on Instagram, and you know, other people like, "Man, I got to get that fucking thing." And the next thing you know, dude, we gave one away on fucking on ETR.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Who won that? I forget who won it.
Oh man, I totally forgot to.
Was it? Man. I want to say, was it Eric?
No, I don't think it was Eric. I think it was Dan.
Is it Dan?
Whatever. It's nor here or there. Someone won a air fryer.
Someone won a air fryer. That's fine. That's all that matters.
It's just cool because it becomes one of those little inside jokes.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all have a bunch of inside jokes. So here's a good question. If you could go back in time at any place, let me read it again. If you could go back in time for a whole week, where and when and what would you do?
Wow. Anytime?
Yeah, anytime. And it's
dude, that's a tough fucking question, man.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying.
Anytime in my life or anytime period?
Anytime period. Like before you were born, you know, if you want to go back to the dinosaurs.
Nuts. I couldn't even think about what I would want to do, man.
It's for a week, man. That's pretty good long time.
I would have to put some real time into that and think about that, man. That's an incredible question.
Well, thank you. I didn't think it was that. I just, you know.
No, because think about the parameters, man. You could do now. You can't change things that happen.
No, you can't change. You don't want that butterfly
effect. Not fucking anything, right?
Yeah,
so you gotta follow. You gotta follow like the Back to the Future laws and stuff like that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. You're thinking way too deep into that.
It's a deep fucking question, dude. You know, like
you're gonna cause a butterfly effect, man.
You know,
I mean, when I thought the question, I was like, I don't even know what I mean, normally I would say probably 1985, and I go back and buy all the G1 Transformers, you know, or 86 or something.
See, that's too simple.
Yeah, that's too simple.
I'm thinking history. History. What can we do to go back in history, you know?
Like you can go back to, you know, the Civil War, or you can go back to World War II, or you can go back to anything. I mean, you know, there's possibilities are really.
If only we had a machine.
I know.
Or a telephone telephone booth.
Or if you went back and man, if you just
it won't be a telephone booth. It'll be a DTOF. We get up to the detolf, and it takes us through time, like Bill and Ted.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh my God, what if the first time machine was a freaking detolf?
Hey, that was an old joke I had on ETR once. I said, this dude's got so much shit in his detolf, it looks like a Bill and Ted telephone.
Dude, Robert would be so. I mean, what if you could go back to see the signing of the Declaration of Independence or something?
I mean, do I really give a fuck about that? Honestly,
no. But I mean,
I'm a history buff, but
some people may. You
want to go back and buy all the G1 Transformers.
Well, no,
can you take them back with you?
Yeah, you could.
Okay. So now you want to travel in time to make things better for you in your future.
No, to be honest, my first thing would be, my father. This is gonna be sad, but my father passed away when I was really young, so I would like to go back in time and spend the week with my father.
My mom passed when I was 19, and I would like to be able to sit down and have one more conversation with her.
Exactly.
Not as a fucking idiotic child.
No, as an adult,
like a 19-year-old punk.
Yeah.
That thinks that, the time will always be there, to actually sit down and have an adult conversation with her.
Exactly. So that would be my first, I would go back and spend time,
I mean, that's cool. I wouldn't give a fuck about money or financial gain. I think just having that one time to be able to sit down and have a beer with her and just kick the shit.
Yeah, and just to say, hey, I've grown up, I made it this far. This is what I'm
doing. This is what I've done. So, I'm in a room with a fucking bunch of toys. What have you done?
Aren't you proud?
You ain't doing nothing more than you did when you were with me as a kid. You're sitting in a fucking room with toys.
All right, that's good.
What do you call that thing again? The interwebs.
I was like, I can't last a week. I'm good.
Dude, my mom. If anybody, nobody knows my mom, but my mom, she was straight Brooklyn, man. She had the mouth. That's
where all the best moms come from.
Drink beers, she'll drink beers. Like, it's funny. Like when my friends would come over to the house, and if they showed up with a 40 or something like that, she didn't want to be the mom that let kids drink in the house, so she would take it, put it in the fridge, and they would get it on the way out. But but later on, she would sit down and drink beers with us and chill out, and she had a potty mouth on her. Oh my God, you wouldn't believe it. Holy shit. And all my friends loved her because she was that cool mom. Like my buddies would come up, what the fuck are you looking at? She just pull that shit. You know what I mean? I wonder where I get it from, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Not Wingan said he would go back to spend time with his parents, and that's good. And Michael S. said he'd go back to the original Woodstock.
That's interesting.
That'd be interesting. Anyway. So I proposed that question actually to Blackout and Shout. I had Mike on last night, and he was and they were, I guess, recording today, and I sent them that question also. So I was like, I'll just ask those.
Yeah, man, that's a pretty cool question. That might, we tried this thing once on the Cool Table Network where maybe once a month throughout all the shows we answered the same question.
Yeah, we did try to do that.
It didn't really go anywhere, did it? Nothing really does.
I think it went 1 week, with everybody.
We're working to that. We got to wake the guys up. Hey, let's concentrate on the CTN.
That's a good question. We don't promote the network very much, do we? I mean, I know we say
how long have we been formed for? I think it's time that we do a little something.
Yeah,
I'm always down. It's just trying to get all the captains on board with everything. We are a big group, so everybody has alternating schedules.
No, we say we always shout them out and at the intros or outros and stuff.
I think that the best thing that we do is, like I said earlier, is our interactions between the shows and talking about each other on shows and saying, hey, blah, 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 mentioning things. I think that alone to the listeners, that shows the unity and the friendship that we do have, man. So,
that's true. So with ETR, y'all are going through some changes and everything. So
Enter the Realm is turning into the all new, all different Enter the Realm.
Yeah. Y'all got Steel coming on. Y'all got old Snowflake on now and everything. And
yeah, I mean, you got to think of it. We've been doing this for 3+ years now, and just like Shattered Cast, you go through some changes in the roster. People's lives change. Things happen in people's lives that change, put them in a different direction.
Right.
Nothing. Anybody that's may or may not be on the show any longer is no ill will or anything like that.
Oh, no,
chill out, Drama Police. It's just that like J-Ru's, is going through his thing, and he did his thing. James, was stay-at-home dad. His timing schedule wasn't working out. He's got Plastic Fanatics on Saturday. Takes a lot of time doing that. Jisk, he's got his family. he's working again, and then it's the holiday. His wife is she's in retail management.
Oh yeah.
He's
and he
gonna
does dummies. He does the dummy
she's not gonna be home for the holidays, so he's got to be buying a new house. I mean, everybody knows what's going on. So Dan, he works for UPS. We won't see him until
they say is he fixing to be out too?
You know, he did that last year. So instead of us scrambling around all the time, asking people, "Hey, you want to be on? Hey, you want to be on?" We just came up with an idea of just, hey, get some new blood in, and when guys come back, we'll figure it out then. You know, and
all you can do, man. That's all you really can do.
Well, if you see how it is lately, not everybody can make it every week anyway. So, you know, we always had like a base of 5. You know, if there's that one night where we have 6, so be it. We have 6, but at least if we have 4, we have 4. Man, you got to build a bench, and I've been saying that since day one. Build a bench.
Yeah.
You know,
at least the show goes on. You know.
Yeah, but you know, not everybody's life is the same as it was 2 years ago. You know, people. You know, Chris has a new job now. His time isn't as open or frequent. He does, you know, he doesn't can't do the broadcast from another hotel room all the time because you know usually Monday nights around that time he's out with his clients or doing stuff like that. What's he gonna say? I'll meet you guys after dinner. I got to go do a podcast. Come on, you can't fucking do that. Shit.
Well, you know, with me this semester, and you know, it's been, you know, I've been able to get on a couple of shows here and there, but you know, school, you know, Shattercast, I can't always get on, you know, and everything. So, you know, but at least we have the core. We always try. I mean, we've done. I'm you know, happy to say that we've had a show on every week since we've been going, and that's been 5 years just about. So, and y'all been 3 years, you know. So
this shit started during the summer, you know, when we were having the summer stand-in event. You know, we tried to, every week we tried to get someone new, and you know, because a lot of this stuff we do was going to happen for a while. So you know, we just you got to put a play in. You got to put a play in early and get wheels moving. Yeah, we didn't talk about it on the show 4 weeks ago, but there's a plan of action. You know, and this is where I take some of the shit that I got from work, being in management and stuff like that. You know, I'm not always that fucking beer slinging, you know, dude that hates everything. You know, there is a
you're not?
You know, he's got to put a plan in action, and we discuss things, and you know, having Tyler on is fantastic. You know, Steele, you know, one of the founders, you know, finally having him able to be part of this because
and he's been through a lot, and it's awesome.
He was supposed to be in one of the chairs from day one, you know, you know, so you know, but you know, work scheduling, you know, he's flying out everywhere every week, and you know, everybody's busy, man. I think I'm the only bum that's never missed a show because, you know, this is it for me, man. You know, my Monday nights is like, you know, I got one day off, and that's Tuesday. That's why Monday night I do this shit for you guys.
And I'm still, you know, he's been through a lot. You know, he's a good dude. I'm glad I finally got to meet him. And
man,
he's an awesome dude.
People been asking for years, what's going on with Steele? Well, you know, here we go. Let's find out. He's got to show up.
I mean, it's been good. I mean, it's very interesting, you know, his take on stuff and everything. And same thing for Flake, you know, he's got interesting, you know.
Yeah, what's cool about that is,
dude, you know, and everything. I know he hates Transformers, but you know, that's all right.
Now we have, you know, we could talk more 1/6 scale and talk more of that shit. And Chris doesn't have to feel like the odd man out when he likes to talk about that stuff, you know. And I think we're gonna find a balance to the show. We're trying to revamp it, you know, and you know, break the mold a little bit. Shout out to the mold crew Tuesdays.
That's a great show too.
You know, change it up a little bit where it's not so patternery. But you know, people become creature habits, and they like what they like. And if you sometimes go off that path, you know, you always get some feedback. But you know, I want to make things different. I want to make it fun. You know, not that it's not fun, but you know, keep it different and keep it moving. You know,
well, that's what we're trying to do with Shattercast, and we've talked about that on the show that. You know, there's just not a lot of Transformer stuff.
Yeah, man, it's been dry as fuck.
So we're having
thank God we have the Scrapalizer, dude.
Exactly. Well, we're trying to, you know, we talk about their stuff, you know, and I think at this point, I've told everybody, I think nobody really listens to us for Transformers. They listen to us because of us, because you know, they like our different.
That's what I've been telling everybody from the get-go. And when we first started doing this show, one of the things I told the guys, I said, look, nobody's watching the show for news. They get it right there in their hands, or they get it right there. Yeah. What they're gonna tune in is our interaction. So when we filled the cast members, when we first started Into the Realm, it was so diverse. You know, you had your Pinkerton, you have your Dustmightz, you have your Dan, the angry kid from the fucking West Coast. You have your J. Ruse, your Prima Donna. You know what I mean? Everybody had their own set way, and I said, that's your balance. That's what people are going to want to fucking see. They're not tuning in for that shit. They want to see the interaction between me, you, this guy. Bringing Jiscom, the question man. Just, if we're flopping for time and there's no news, just can ask one question, and next thing you know, we got 40 minutes of content.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to find a balance of everybody, because I think that's what with us, we have, everybody has different personalities. Yeah.
And that's what people want to see.
For both shows, I really think it does. I think that's why we've been able to maintain, 5 years or something like that, because of our personalities.
And when you're a listener for a very long time, you pick up on the jokes. You pick up on certain things like, oh shit, Matt's gonna trigger. You know what I mean? The cringer. I piss myself every time you guys do that shit. Like, stop. And it's like evolving over the years, like actually. And what helps for me was like listening to you guys for years and then actually meeting you dudes, and hanging out with you guys, and like, oh, Greg isn't that much of a troll. You know what I mean? I have great conversations with him. Or hey, Matt, but Matt does. Getting to learn people. And, I think when we do these meetups and like things like, going to TFCon or the ROC meetups and meeting people and getting to see how we really are, I get a lot of people saying, hey, man, you guys are just like you are on the fucking show. Well, that's just us. That's just us, man. It's not an act. Yeah. We're not like other, podcasts putting them on a fucking front. It's like, this is just us being us, man. We bullshit. We're just bullshitting and having a good time. Exactly. I can't believe people want to fucking listen to us.
I can't either. I can't believe that people actually come. It's really, humbling that when, you're walking through TFCon or, anything like that, and somebody comes up and says, man, you really helped me out through a lot of stuff. Like this, this last past TFCon, a guy came up and said, man, my father just passed away, and y'all show made me laugh and was able to escape for a little while. Yeah. And dude, that, that hits your soul right there.
It's amazing, man. It's amazing. And then you got people that wish me dead. It's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. You got people, you know
what I always say? If you don't have haters, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, that is true.
You know what I'm saying? So you know what? Hey, if you got haters, then you're doing something fucking right.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. Like the first year we were doing this shit, the first TFCon, we had someone approach me, and I'm not putting his name on blast, but he knows what I'm talking about. And very humble, put his head down, hey guys, I really like the show and blah blah blah. Holy shit, awesome, man. I watch it with my wife, blah blah blah. And very quiet person. And then you see him on Instagram a couple of months later, he's losing weight. He's doing videos like shout out videos like we used to do on Instagram, like wrestling promos and shit like that. Getting more into in the community and making himself in the forefront and becoming a part of that community.
Right.
And it's amazing that just getting a bunch of guys together to talk about things that we like can have such an impact on people. And I'm proud of this. I'm proud of the time I put in. I'm proud of my sacrifices for this. You know what I mean? It don't mean nothing to me, because at the end of the day, when I step back at a TFCon or an NJCC, as small as it is, or a Toy Con, or people are in my apartment, I'm just looking around. I'm just like, holy shit.
This is fun.
We know each other because of something that we started.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I got one more question.
All right. Shout out to 3 hours with around 3 hours with Deluxe Baldwin.
Exactly.
I'm only on 3 beers, man. This is sick.
You'll be well. You got another show to get to, so you'll knock back some more.
It's been a while since I fell asleep on a podcast. Let's make sure. Let's make it happen.
Oh, that's classic, dude. That's classic. Like,
you know what? All right, let's talk about that real quick. I could have easily took that off the air, but I left it on because you know why? Everybody every week tuned in to see if that fat fuck is gonna fall asleep again.
It's like, is he gonna? How many has he had?
Put the asses in his head. You gotta be the Ted Turner of this shit, bro.
Exactly.
Ted Turner. I'm telling you, man. 7 days a week, we're gonna have programs on the Realm of Collectors Network.
I'll join. I'll be there watching it.
You want a show? You want a show? You pitch it to me. We'll get it on the air.
I'll do. Hey, we'll do toilet selfies, man. From the store.
All right, hit me with the last question here, dude.
Where do you see the ROC in 5 years, man?
Wow. Hopefully a lot larger. We have plans for things, and I'm hoping some of these things, it will take some time. It's going to be a fun ride if this works.
Okay.
Like I said, I want to push the podcasting thing. I want to get it bigger. I want to have more shows on the entertainment level. I mean, you know, we're doing the merchandise stuff, but you know, that basically just funds the next ToyCon. You know, our tables at ToyCon. Well, guess what? How that pays for it? Buying stupid little hats and shirts and stuff like that. The ROC party at TFCon. You know, it doesn't come out of our pockets anymore. Now that's how we fund all that shit. You know, I would like for us to start getting some paychecks from this and taking home some money, but just like any other business. Like any other business that you're starting out, you got to invest back into the business to make it grow. So,
exactly.
I don't know, man. Where are we going to be? Man.
Hopefully it's all around, man.
Yeah. Dude, there's no doubt in my mind that we won't be around in 5 years.
Will
roster change? Most likely, yeah. Just like anything else in years. Will I even still be a part of it? Who knows? I mean, the ROC was around in the 90s. It started out as the Ring of Collectors online. We had a community online, a message board. It was Ring of Collectors, and myself and Steele started it, and then I got out of collecting, so I disappeared. Steele got out of collecting. He disappeared from it, and there was other members that were part of it that kept it going for a while, and after a while, they disappeared. And then it just died, and then it's been laying dormant, and it was the perfect time to bring it back to the surface, and we flipped it from Ring to the Realm. And we kept the original R logo in there, and that's why there's a ring around the R.
Yeah, but I could say, would it be weird if it's still called Ring?
Yeah, well, that's where the joke comes from. Whenever we go Realm Ring, that's one of the inside jokes. So that's a little history on the ROC right there.
Oh, I just don't think it flows well like the Realm does.
Yeah, well, that was Ring of Collectors back when Lord of the Rings were big back in the day.
Okay,
so gotcha. It was like the Fellowship of the Ring, you know, and basically what we started out as is basically we're an anti-scalper group that would help other collectors find the hard to find figures. And we made a place online where everybody could come together, and we had meetups, not as big as that we have now, but there was. We used to go to Toy Fair in New York, you know, back before people got into Toy Fair, you know, because we had a website and we had a .com. We basically just showed up an idiot with a camera, and then, you know, and I had a tape recorder. We're reporters. So we would get like the old Toy Cons and McFarlane and see old early wrestling stuff and take pictures and throw. This is when you had to come home, edit the pictures, and then put them on a file hosting site to get them onto your website.
Oh, nice.
So there was a lot more work involved then. But so yeah, man, it was like a perfect time. Me and Brian were sitting around. Me and Steele said, you know what? We should bring the ROC back. Fucking A, man, let's try it. We pitched an idea. We sent an email out to certain people that we felt that would be the inner circle of the Realm. And some people didn't read the email. Some people did. And shout out to everybody that did read the email, because, you know, they're with us and they're going strong with us to this day.
Awesome. Well, I love being part of the Realm. It's a great family, and I'm always will be part of it as long as it's going.
Thank you, dude, man. Just the friendships I've made, man. And like I was talking to someone the other day, and it's like, you know, I'm going through some family things, you know, and, you know, not really, I'm on the outs sort of with my sister, and there's not many of us left around here, my older sister. And it's like, well, you know, if you know, what do you do? I'm like, well, I work all the time. And if I'm lonely and I want to hang out, man, I'll just hit up a fucking Facebook. Yo, anybody want to chill? Here's a link. Poof. I'm hanging out with my family. Poof, right here. Yeah, are we next to each other? No, but unfortunately, this dude lives on the other side of the world. This guy lives in Germany. This guy's in Puerto Rico. I can't hang out with him in my living room, but, you know, I have my family right here, and I love them to death.
Cool. Well, thank you, dude. It was a great interview, man.
Thank you, man. I hope you see a different side of me now.
No, I've always said that. I've always known it. So before we go out, tell where everybody can find you and all that good stuff and everything.
Well, on Instagram, you can find me at Dustmightz. That's MIGHTZ. Story behind that. It's an old producing name, hip-hop production name that just kind of stuck. Eddie Massey in the Facebook groups. Eddie Dustmightz Fancy in the Facebook groups. Check out the Realm of Collectors website, www.realmofcollectors.com. Check that merchandise. We got some merchandise for sale. We still got some rock packs. Check us out Monday nights on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. We have Enter the Realm Tuesday nights. We have Breaking the Mold every other Wednesday. Figure banging. Friday nights we have Masterpiece Shit Piece Theater. And Saturday nights, whenever I can, I'm trying to hold down that Plastic Fanatic spot for James while he's out. And I try to do some sort of live stream. You know, sometimes I coming up with a new comic book show I call Deep Cover, where we talk about some old school comics, look at the covers, because, you know, that's what draws you into the comic was always the cover. Exactly. Talk about the artist, the storyline. We screen share it, you know, so it kind of brings you back a little bit. Something I'm still working on and trying to fine tune here and there, but just another show on the realm, man.
Yeah, hey, bring them on, dude. That's interesting. That sounds interesting, dude. So.
Yeah, it's a fun show. We had a couple. We did a couple already, and they went pretty well. You know, because I got a lot of comics that are digital, especially I'm an old school guy. I like to talk about stuff like pre-2000s and, you know, before the market kind of crashed. So some of the iconic storylines. You know, so it's good stuff. Good stuff.
Cool beans. Well, thank you, dude. Once again, thank you very, very much for doing
man, I'm glad we can finally do this, man.
You're welcome back anytime, dude.
I would love to do this more often with you, man. You know, and shout out to everybody out there that feels like it's like we got this little wrestling rivalry online, and it's so much fun, man.
My wife's home now, so
oh, you're in trouble now.
No, I'm not in trouble. We're fixing to go out and eat and stuff, everything. But once again, I want to say thank you very much for everybody that came on and watched us. If you didn't get to see it live, it'll be on my channel. Go down and hit that like button. It helps the channel and all that good stuff. And go check out the ROC and all their stuff. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful group. Join that, and you'll be like you're at home, man. You'll be like one part of the family, man.
It's a community, baby. It's a community.
Exactly. So I guess I will see you on the next review. And as always, Hell Hasbro. And good night, folks.
Realm.
All right. Let me stop the broadcast.